The case is closed. Mr. Lewis is in custody. Everything's fine. You thought you could finally go back to a normal life. Except now his attorney has cornered you in the school parking lot, claiming you falsely accused him. I didn't accuse anyone of anything. The rest of the student body seems to believe differently. They say you were instrumental in having him arrested. So what if she was? Getting a possible predator out of the school seems like a good thing to me. Besides, what the hell proof do you have that he didn't do it? So, that's why you've been following me. I apologize if I frighten you, but I didn't really have any other means of contacting you, and time was limited. So you stalked her all the way through school, instead of just coming right out. Well, you've got me here now. As I said before, I'm Mr. Lewis's attorney. You can call me Mr. Snow. I came here because we need to discuss the case. Of course, you are under no obligation to speak with me or testify in court, but I believe what I have to say is something you want to know. There's no way you can spin this where Mr. Lewis isn't the bad guy. Didn't we at least hear him out? Go on then, Mr. Snow. When I first heard about Mr. Lewis's case, I assumed he would be pleading guilty. To institutional SA? To murder. So you think he murdered Gabby Navarro? I think the people of Beechwood have made up their minds about him. And while the court of public opinion can't convict him, a jury can. And it will be a jury made up of his people, of peers who have judged him a menace to their children. It'd be no less than he deserved. I mean, it doesn't look good, but all the evidence that could tie him to the actual killing is pretty circumstantial. I just wanted to put the police on his trail after I found Gabby's letter in his classroom. You just confessed to it. God damn it, shut up. With noble intentions, I'm sure. The point is, Mr. Lewis believes that if you testify, there's a chance of being exonerated. Me, but I'm the one who got him arrested, in the first place. My client has some context that he believes will change your mind. He wishes to discuss the matter in person. And this would be witness tampering. In person? Don't I have a right to refuse? Of course. But my client strongly believes that this is something you'd wish to hear, and I've already arranged to have you visit tomorrow. I assure you that you will be perfectly safe and free to leave at any time. You will also be permitted to bring a guest with you. I will think about it. Very well. Here's the time and address of the appointment, and here's my card in case you need to contact me. And you a few pieces of paper. I hope to hear from you soon. As Mr. Snow crosses the parking lot and leaves you alone, all of your friends turn towards you. What are you gonna do? Like, are you going to go see him? I don't know. I can't imagine what he could have to say that would change anything. He's just grasping at straws, hoping he will find some way to get away with what he did. But what if we were wrong, and he actually didn't do it? We didn't say he did or didn't. We just merely put a letter that basically had a lot of, well, evidence pointing towards the accusation. That's it. A tense silence settles over you as you war with yourself about whether you should visit Mr. Lewis or not. You keep coming to the same conclusion. I need to talk to him. If I don't, I'm sure I'll regret it. You shouldn't go alone then. Mr. Snow said you could bring a guest, and it never hurts to have backup. Especially when you're dealing with a manipulative child pred. Count me out. If that bastard really killed my sister, I never want to see his face again. That leaves me and Stevie. If you want someone at your back, we're here. Diamond choice. With Tyler. With Stevie. By myself. Okay, so they didn't even give us the other choice. This one's a tough one. I'll go with Tyler. He wanted to hear him out, and he seems more neutral than anything, so... You got it, Blake. I'll meet you at the police station first thing tomorrow morning. The next morning, you stand outside the detention center along with Tyler. You look nervous. I'm about to sit down and talk with a Pred and possible murder. Of course I'm nervous. Tyler takes your hand and squeezes it tightly. See, unfortunately, we can't say these words because it's YouTube. I promise nothing's gonna happen to you. I won't allow it. I know. And there's a lot going to be... And there's going to be a ton of safety measures in place. But I still have a bad feeling. Hey, you don't have to go in there if you don't want to. We could ditch this place and go grab breakfast somewhere. As much as I'd love that, I need to know what Mr. Lewis wants with me. But... I hope it's not more bad news. You think it could be somehow worse? I'm not sure, but I'm not about to tempt fate by claiming it can't be. The two of you, sober, steeling yourselves for what's ahead. It gives you a grim smile. I guess we should do this thing.
Blake Stone, we meet again.
Yes, Officer Tate, we do. You're a public servant. Now get the hell out of my way. I'm here to visit Mr. Lewis.
Yes, I know. I'll be supervising, so don't try any funny business.
You're an idiot.
First order of business, I'm gonna need to search you and your friend.
Alright, let's get this over with. A few minutes and a minimally invasive search later. You're sitting at a steel table in a visitation room. It's cold, forbidding. You notice the table and chairs are chained to the ground.
He should be here shortly. Come get me when you're finished, and I'll take him back to his cell.
Tate takes a seat against the far wall. A guard escorts Lewis, handcuffed and clad in a jumpsuit, through the door on the other side of the room. Blake, you actually showed up. Thank you. I mean it. And you brought Tyler with you. I'm just here to support Blake, so don't try anything. Of course, I understand. Your lawyer told me that you want to testify that you're not guilty. I would, but first I just want you to hear me out. I know you have every or very little reason to trust me, but I never seduced Gabby, and I certainly didn't kill her. Do you honestly expect me to believe that? You consider a designer locket an appropriate student-teacher gift? How did you even know about that? Because I'm a detective, bish. We found the necklace in her room and took it to the jeweler who made it. She said it was a custom design, commissioned and purchased by you. Ah, well, that explains a lot. I was the one who purchased the necklace, but I did so on someone else's behalf. Whose was it then? Mr. Lewis looks up and down, bites his lower lip. I swore not to say. Seriously. Now, someone is dead. Now is not the time to keep secrets. I'm well aware, and it breaks my heart that Gabby isn't with us anymore. She had so much ahead of her. But telling you is only going to lead to another life destroyed. So you do know something about our killer, then? I couldn't tell you whether it was an accident or not. But believe me, Blake, there's more than one way to ruin a life. No offense, but I'm having a hard time imagining what a horrible consequences could come from finding out someone was in love with Gabby. Of course. Unless they're another adult. Absolutely not. The sorts of relationships are wrong. I do understand that, despite what you may think. Your mother certainly seems to agree. You pull out the letter you took from Mr. Lewis's trash. He closes his eyes warily. I won't bother asking you where you got that from. You obviously extraordinarily resourceful. My family and I, the partner they find so morally repugnant isn't Gabby, but Brandon. A fully adult psychologist working one town over. If you're curious, I'll give you his contact info. That was not what you were expecting. Enough that your next words come tumbling out of your mouth before you even stop them. Haley will be so disappointed. You're both startled into a sudden, somewhat uncomfortable laughter. Point of order. She would have had to accept disappointment, regardless of my sexual orientation. But that does mean you believe me. It'd be much easier if you just tell me who you're protecting. I can't. But if you testify at my trial saying that you misunderstood, maybe they'll drop the charges, or at the very least gather more evidence. Mr. Lewis, I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I suppose I can't blame you for that. As much as I want to believe that you and Gabby weren't, you're not giving me anything to go off of here. I understand. I know I've already asked a lot of you, but please, will you at least think it over? Just don't expect me to change my mind. I won't, but it's worth a shot. You're the only real chance I have. So, I take it we're done here? Unless there's anything else you'd like to say to me. I don't have anything. What about you, Tyler? No, nothing at all. Really? Both of you suck at this. Well, very well. This session's over, then. Oh, you eavesdropping mother... You turn in surprise to see Officer Tate hovering just behind you. Mr. Lewis gets up from the table and Tate leads him away. He watches the door closes behind them before turning to Tyler. How do you feel about all this? A bit shocked. But I think he's telling the truth here. You do? I mean, seems to me like if he was lying, he'd cook up a better story. He didn't try to threaten you or anything. No, that is a fair point. What? He's a teacher. What's he gonna do? Glare mockingly at you? And then again, if he did seduce Gabby, I really don't want him getting away with it. No matter what, we could be making a mistake here. Well, what about innocent until proven guilty? This case has gotten a lot of attention. The Navarros are a very rich, respected family, and Mr. Lewis is a small fish on a teacher's salary. There's going to be a lot of pressure to convict. That's so unfair. In that case, I think I'm on his side. You can't just say someone did it because you think they look guilty. Think about how guilty I looked a month ago. Tyler, you make a good point. I was so ready to believe you were the killer based on nothing but a tie and a text message. Both of which were easily explained away once we sat down and talked it out. Mr. Lewis doesn't exactly have the same simple explanations that you did. Or if he does, he's not sharing it with us. Even if Mr. Lewis was sleeping with Gabby, we have zero evidence that he killed her. So you think I should testify for Mr. Lewis, then? I don't know. I'm just really glad I'm not in your shoes right now. That's one thing for sure. If anyone can figure out what the right decision is, it's you. You still believe in me after all this? I have since the beginning. Just then, Tyler's watch beeps. Oops, looks like it's time for me to bounce. Winter track conditioning. Can you get yourself home alright? I can handle it. Go enjoy your run. With a wave, Tyler heads out, but you pause there for a minute longer, processing everything you just learned. You're just on your way out of the precinct when you see Officer Murphy escorting a familiar face down the hall. Brad, how nice of you to drop in. What are you up to? Getting arrested, duh. Our question is, what are you doing here? Oh, just visiting. But actually, this is good. I've been meaning to talk to you. Oh, yeah, you authorized to do that? Actually, she is. Her visitation permissions don't expire until noon, though you can decline to speak to her, of course. You know what, sure. Let's hear what you gotta say, Blake. Jail's boring. Maybe this'll be fun. Nothing's ever fun with me. Not when Detective Locum is here. A few minutes later, you're back to the visitor's room. Officer Tate takes a seat against the far wall, again scowling. Just when I thought I'd gotten rid of you, make this quick. I got better things to do than babysit you all day. No, you don't. I'm a goddamn citizen of the city and I pay your taxes. That is also your salary. Piss off. Ignoring him, you turn to face Brad. You wanted to talk to me, Blake, so let's talk. I know the real reason Gabby turned you in, Brad. It had nothing to do with the competition over fake IDs. We were searching Gabby's computer. We came across some very interesting photos of Claudia. So, Gabby had also bookmarked a few legal websites about underage texting. So either she was keeping blackmail material for her best friend, or it was you she was after. Not too bad for her. Claudia never sent me pictures. All those pics were 100% legal. Exactly, which is why Gabby had to find something else to pin you on. Something like fake ID sales. It's not news that Gabby didn't like me. What are you getting at? You must have done something to piss her off. If you're trying to bait me into another outburst like at the party, think again. You know I couldn't have killed her. Tate, you want to dig out my arrest record on the night of the homecoming for Numbskull?
Let me think. No. Maybe you didn't kill her, but yet you're tied up in all this.
Yeah, sure. No, so she hated me. Those little Miss Perfect types always do.
Or maybe, Brad, she came after you because you're an abuser.
Really? Where the hell did you get that from?
From... you. Did you see the way you acted at the party? You tick things off on your fingers. You punched a wall. You badmouthed the dead girl. You called poor Jenny a bitch for not hooking up with you.
Okay, shut up about it already.
Oh, so you want me to stop? Would you have stopped if you'd had Jenny alone? If I hadn't interrupted? Would you have stopped at terrorizing that freshman girl with a few kisses at a party 2 years ago?
Wait, is this about your little sidekick Stevie, son? She came on to me, Blake. She lied about it because she was embarrassed.
That line may have worked on your fickle friends, Brad, but it won't work on me.
Those are some really serious accusations for you to be throwing around, Stone. But if you're talking about the incident with Stevie, I think you're talking about, Gabby didn't even stay friends with her after that.
Okay, but when searching Gabby's room, we found a card and a friendship bracelet, both given to Gabby by Stevie. The fact that she kept them for 2 years after Stevie's fall from grace would suggest that Gabby cared more about than she let on.
If Gabby really believes Stevie, why not stand up for her publicly?
Because everyone else had turned against her. Gabby probably thought standing up would only damage her own reputation as well.
No such saint, after all. Saving her own ass over the friend you think she actually cared about.
Hey, Gabby never forgot about Stevie. Maybe it's impossible for you to understand because empathy is beyond you, but sometimes people slip up. But they care enough to make things right and take care of each other. With a pang, you think of the years you and Stevie went without talking, but Brett just rolls his eyes.
A little late to sell me on a Gabby Navarro, isn't it?
You feel this strong impulse to pull a Tyler and deck this guy in the jaw. Luckily for both of you, perhaps you're just still too keenly aware of Officer Tate close enough to see.
Don't get me wrong, Blake. This has been a real entertaining story, but it's all BS. If Gabby was all dead set on getting revenge for something I may or may not have even done to Stevie, why'd she wait over a year to do it?
Stevie wasn't the one Gabby was trying to protect here. She just warned her how dangerous you were.
So, who was she trying to protect then?
Isn't it obvious? Claudia, Gabby's best friend, who you dated for several months. Or do you not remember that long rant you went on about how Claudia was an awful girlfriend who didn't love you the way you loved her?
You can't really expect me to remember every little detail I said who knows how long ago.
And that's not even mentioning all the nasty names you called her? And Gabby?
All I know is those snakes, who are supposed to be my friends, said behind my back.
Consider this your reminder, then.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all true. Hell, Gabby should have protected me from her, not the other way around.
Is that why you spray painted a broken heart with 2 of your initials as graffiti spot because Claudia hurt you?
A piece of graffiti? That's what you're going off of? Newsflash, dumbass. Plenty of people have those initials, and everybody paints on walls.
But you did paint it, didn't you? What'd she do? Turn you down for a little nookie at the graffiti spot? Maybe she humiliated you, figured out that you're a nasty prat, and called you out in front of your friends, and perhaps...
I almost wish she had. At least then she'd acknowledge my existence.
Do you have anything to say for yourself, or are you just gonna keep treating this like a joke?
I gotta admit, I never thought Gabby might have hated me because of Stevie. It'd actually explain a lot. I always assumed it was because she was an obnoxious little Miss Pretty Perfect. But she always did seem to hate me more than I hated her. Maybe she did think I'd done something wrong.
You did do something wrong.
You want the truth about what happened that night? Fine, I'll give you the truth. Stevie approached me at a party. Was acting super handsy about it. She said she wanted to get me out of there. The implication was obvious, so I tried to give her what she wanted.
You had a girlfriend at the time. Yeah, that stops people.
We were fighting. Hooking up with a freshman was exactly what I needed to make her jealous. And it was not like giving anything happen. We got interrupted. Stevie was embarrassed, and she tried to blame me.
She was young, naive, hopeful, and you took advantage of her.
She was at a party, and not as naive as you think she is.
Brett, you're an idiot. All you do is make excuses for yourself, and what's worse is you actually believe them. Even when it's plain to everyone else what you did was wrong.
Whatever, I don't care what you think.
And tell me about Claudia.
I don't remember what I said to you before, but I stand by it. Claudia was a crap girlfriend.
You said you loved her.
Sure, in the beginning. She never dated a guy like me before, and I'd never met someone who got me the way she did. We fell fast, hard, it was great.
Until?
We were back at school again. Claudia started ditching me. Every time I wanted to see her, it was a cheer practice this or homework that, and whenever she wasn't busy, she'd want to see her friends. The only way I could get her attention was when I needed her.
What happened?
You got me. I wrote the graffiti. It was the worst night of my life, including every night in jail. Claudia was at cheer practice. I waited in the graffiti spot for her. She blew me off. I begged her. Must have called her 20 times. Left a bunch of texts. She had the nerve to claim she was working on a paper.
Did it never occur to you that maybe she cared about her schoolwork?
That'd be real nice indeed, wouldn't it? But I checked her location. She was at Gabby's the whole time. Liar.
How's she supposed to tell you the truth when you fly off the handle like this? Oh, and yeah, monitor her location?
Well, she did seem to feel bad about it after that. Got super nice to me, at least until she dumped me while I was in jail.
I can't imagine why she didn't want to date you anymore.
No doubt Gabby had something to do with all this. That's who she ran off with that night.
Did you ever ask her?
It didn't matter. Gabby hated me, and that night Claudia chose Gabby. Not even surprised she tried getting me arrested over those pictures. She always was jealous of us. I told Claudia over and over that she needed to get rid of Gabby, but she wouldn't do it.
You tried to isolate her from her friends?
So what if I did? It didn't work. She picked Gabby.
You know what, Brett? Go to hell. Thanks to you, at least 2 women will have to live with trauma for the rest of their lives, and I'm not sure there are others I never heard about. You're lucky you got Tate over here protecting you, because if you didn't, I'd probably be strangling you as we speak.
I'd kick your ass if you tried.
I wouldn't even care so long as I can inflict every fraction of the suffering you've caused those girls back onto you. Go die in a hole.
You turned around and stormed out of the visitation room without another word.
That afternoon, you meet with the rest of the team at Donovan's house to discuss the events of the morning. I gotta hand it to Mr. Lewis. Trying to plead innocent in a situation like this takes guts. He was completely serious about it. Who knows if it was all a lie, though.
The more I think of it and on it, the more it seems like Mr. Lewis's claims are too strange to be false.
No kidding. If you're gonna make something up, why go for something so ridiculous as she had an affair with someone else, but I can't say who? Maybe that's what he wants us to think, though. If he had a really simple, generic story, we'd see right through it. Let's not get into reverse psychology. We're all here, all day if we do that.
In that case, the only way to figure out whether Mr. Lewis is telling the truth or not is to find explicit proof of who Gabby was actually dating.
And probably contact the person he was talking to and dating. I wouldn't know where to look, though. We searched Gabby's room. We followed up on everything but the diary, which we can't open. What's the progress on that going, by the way?
Impossible to tell. I might stumble on the right combination tomorrow, or it might take months. And that's assuming Day of Freedom actually is a calendar day.
Day of Freedom. Day of Freedom. Wait a second. I think I know the combination. Donovan, you haven't used today's 3 tries, have you?
I haven't.
Get the diary. I'm gonna try them now. Donovan rushes off down the hallway and returns a moment later with the diary. Gabby's diary.
Yeah, except for the whole fact that it doesn't have a digital thing on it, but you know.
It's almost certain the combination is...
So this is Gabby's, right? Brett's release date, prom night, 4th of July. 4th of July seems too atypical. This too bright, which was September 23rd. The mechanism doesn't budge.
Crap, I really thought I had it. It's prom night.
Obviously. I mean, actually, I don't get it. Why prom?
In the note I found in Mr. Lewis's desk, Gabby said that was the night she was gonna elope. Oh my god, you're right.
That's gotta be it.
You spin the dial to 0515 May 15th. Sure enough, the lock pops open. I knew it.
You open the diary and start to skim through the pages.
Let's see, freshman year, drama, anxiety about tests.
Maybe we should just skip to the end, both to give my sister some privacy and to save time.
You flip quickly through until you get to the last page with any writing. It's a poem. I love a good poem. Like the wind, you wander through the hallways, but no one knows you're there. Like an atom, you're everything, but no one even cares. Part of me wants to scream out to tell the world what I found, but I'm far too selfish for that. I want you all to myself. My Joanna, my love. Oh my god. Mr. Lewis wasn't lying.
I guess not. Thank God. I don't really believe that Gabby or Mr. Lewis.
I just wish I could remove that image from my brain, but I think it's permanently burned in there now.
So, does anyone know who Joanna is? I don't recognize the name.
I think there might be a Joanna in one of my classes. I don't know how she spells her name, though. I guess Gabby wasn't kidding about nobody knowing this girl exists. Hang on a minute. It's so surreal. Like a week ago, she was alive with hopes and dreams and plans, and now, I don't know, it's not like I really knew her, I guess. She just seemed like such a nice person. I know Joanna. We sat together at Gabby's funeral. She's actually in my chem class. No wonder she seemed so sad that day. Gabby was her girlfriend. That also explains why she was so upset that Mr. Lewis was getting arrested. She knew the truth.
So, who is this girl?
She's nice, unassuming, quiet. I don't think she does any extracurriculars.
Donovan frowns. So why did Gabby try to hide that they were dating?
Maybe her family wouldn't have accepted it? Well, the obvious assumption would be because Gabby didn't want people knowing she's queer.
I suppose it's possible, but I've been out as bi for years now, and our parents have always been supportive.
Yeah, but maybe it was Joanna's.
And as much as I hate to say this, even in today's atmosphere, where everything is air quote accepted, there's still a lot of words to be had. Let's put it that way.
Same. As much as I hate Beechwood, I haven't had to deal with much stuff there.
Me neither. She could have just not been ready to tell people.
That's possible, I guess. Seems like she went a bit overboard in hiding it, but maybe that's just her. Maybe it was Joanna who was hiding it. I don't know much about her, but I get the vibe. Her family is kind of old school. I'd talk to her at school on Monday and see if she can shed some light on this.
Want us to come along?
I think it's best if I do this one alone. She seems shy, and I'm the only one she's talked to before.
You spend the rest of the weekend trying to work on a research paper you need to finish up for AP US History, but your mind keeps drifting back to everything you've learned.
What am I gonna do or say to Joanna? Will she even be willing to talk to me after everything with Mr. Lewis?
By the time you get the concluding paragraph written, it's nearly midnight on Sunday, and you're about to head to bed when your phone buzzes with a text. Hey, Blake, wanna hang out?
Sure, when?
Now, I can pick you up.
We have to get up for school tomorrow.
I can't sleep, too anxious about what Johnny's gonna say. Joanna, autocorrect.
I haven't been sleeping well either.
So, why not come with me? I mean, no pressure, but I thought you might want to come along. We can be normal teenagers for once.
Oh, we got kissy kissy. Diamond choice. Sneak out with God Donovan. Count me in. Meet you up front and down the block in 10.
Sneaky. I dig it. See you soon.
Remember how Perdita taught you? You put on a pair of socks, but take your shoes with you. You put your keys in your pocket so they don't jingle. Said no one ever. They still jingle. You sneak down the hallway and make a quick stop at the kitchen. You open the fridge and close it again. That way, if your parents hear you, they'll assume you're up to get a midnight snack. You make it to the front door and crack it open, lock it from the inside so it makes less noise. Finally, you make it outside, put your shoes on, and walk a few houses down. Donovan's waiting for you in his car, his headlights on low. Got room for one more?
Just get in.
You slide in the shotgun seat and buckle up before Donovan pulls down the street.
So I take it it's not your first time sneaking out?
It's... definitely isn't. Please, I've been sneaking out since I was 9. I haven't got caught since I was 11.
Average wild child. What did 11-year-old mastermind Blake get up to?
Mostly I tried to follow Perdita and she told me to go home, but a lot of times I just hung out on the roof or a picnic table down the street. I just like feeling free, nobody watching.
I get that. I love that feeling too.
So, you're the maestro of tonight's adventure. Where are we going?
You'll see.
Donovan drives you a few miles out of town. Turns off on a winding road leading through the woods. You stop in front of the traffic bridge deep in the woods. If you were anybody else, I think you brought me out here to kill me.
I just thought you might want to see the most haunted place in Beechwood.
Ooh, what happened here?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a pretty scary story.
I love scary stories, but I'll go with just need someone to hold my hand.
He smirks. If you insist.
He takes your hand and squeezes it lightly.
150 years ago, this woods was home to a hospital dedicated to the most mysterious afflictions in the country. Disease nobody else could even start to treat were the specialty of the doctors there. It was a sort of a last resort place. Many patients went in, but few ever came out, and those who did seemed to have no recollection of what happened while they were there.
It's actually not super fake. These are actually well-known places, so in case you actually thought they were fake, you would actually be wrong. They actually do exist. What kind of things went on in the hospital?
I just told you that nobody knows. The people who were cured didn't remember.
Okay, but did they ever find out?
No, but there were rumors of unethical experiments.
Naturally.
One night on a full moon, there was an explosion. The entire hospital burned to the ground, everybody died. At least that's what everyone assumed.
Let me guess. They sent in people to investigate.
Precisely. Took a full month to find a search party willing to go inside such a mysterious place, but by then the moon was once again full. Of the 10 men who went out, only one returned, muttering nonsense about a werewolf. The skeletons of 9 others were found hanging off of this very bridge.
Creepy.
Yeah. Every full moon since the people living on the outskirts of the forest have said that they can hear the sound of a wolf howling all night long. But whenever one of them has ever dared to investigate, their remains have been found dangling off the bridge by dawn.
Oh my god.
And this is where he has chosen to bring you. Fortunately, there's no full moon tonight, so we should be perfectly safe to go and check it out.
Are you serious? You want to go out there in the middle of the night after all that?
Yeah, it'll be fun. And don't worry, I've done this tons of times.
You eye the tunnel skeptically. It's pitch dark in there.
We've got flashlights on our phones, and seriously, it's not as bad as you think. I promise.
You take a deep breath and nod. Alright, guess I can't go all this way and not walk under the bridge. But if I get mauled by werewolves, I blame you.
Sure, I'm only swimming to swim in Survivor's Guild. What's one more death?
Oh, Jesus. Not helping.
You step out of the car and start walking slowly under the bridge, into the tunnel below. Within a few steps, it's so dark you can barely see your hands in front of your face. I'm a scary monger. Boo! Ah! Donovan jumps forward a few feet, shrieking. You can't help but laugh. I thought you said you were brave. He starts to laugh, too. I never said that. I said I like scary stuff. Well, I'm more than happy to provide. As your eyes adjust, you do get deeper into the tunnel. You feel the splash of shallow water beneath your shoes. Do not tell me that's ghost goo or something. I think it's called ectoplasm, and nah, just a little runoff from the lake nearby. You keep walking, and soon you reach the end of the tunnel. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Not to be that guy, but I told you so. Suddenly, a solitary wolf cry rings out through the woods. Run for your life. Oh no, the werewolves are coming. You put on your spookiest grin and wiggle your fingers menacingly at Donovan. Very funny, Blake. Tell no one I screamed at a wolf howl. Oh, I'm telling everyone. If we survive the night and to tell the tale. He rolls his eyes and starts walking away. With a wicked laugh, you chase after him, and he picks up on a challenge of a mischievous grin of his own. Two of you run back under the bridge as fast as your legs can carry you and jump on into the car. Donovan speeds away. Very depressing. I'm just gonna say it, like, come on. Something, anything. Could have done so much with that. I was all happy for a minute because I like spooky stuff. When the bridge is gone from the rearview mirror, he slows down and you both burst out laughing. So, that was definitely just a normal wolf, right? I'm not going back there to check. So, does that mean we're headed home? It's getting late, but I'll be sure to take the scenic route. Once you're out of the woods, Donovan pulls over and the two of you relax, listening to tracks from his band's upcoming EP. So, what's the verdict on tonight's misadventures? Honestly, I hope there would be a bit more kissing involved. Oh, so that's why you came along. You thought we were gonna make out? Hey, I can dream, can I? Well then, wish granted. He leans across the car seat and kisses you on the lips. His mouth is soft against yours, with just a tang of sweetness. Grab his shoulders and pull him closer. He swings his body over and climbs on top of you. You feel your heart beating a mile a minute, as the two of you share the kind of kisses you've waited so long for. Soon, you're too tired to go on, but Donovan stays there, rested on top of you. You close your eyes and listen as your breaths go in and out of sync. Happy. A while later, Donovan drops you off back at your house. You're sure you'll be able to get in without being noticed? You doubt my skills, Navarro? You should know better. And I suppose I'll see you tomorrow. Just remember, this never happened. Your parents aren't the ones who'd freak out if they found out we'd been out all night. Donovan, I'll never forget tonight. He looks away, but you catch a slight smile forming at the corner of his mouth. I won't either. You give him a quick hug before heading inside and sneaking back into bed. The next day at school, you keep your eyes out for Joanna. She's missing from AP Chem and surprisingly hard to track down. Of all the girls Gabby had to fall in love with, why'd she have to pick a human chameleon? Finally, you catch her in one of the back hallways between 6th and 7th period. Joanna, there you are. I've been looking for you. She practically jumps at the sound of your voice, but she stops and turns to speak to you. Blake, hi. What do you need? Joanna... Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? It's about a case. Okay, I'm not sure I'll be able to help much, though. I really don't really keep up with gossip or anything. What are these questions about? Gabby. A look of absolute terror comes over her face. She grabs your sleeve and yanks you into the nearest bathroom. Like, I don't know what you've heard or how you found out, but you cannot tell anyone. Do you want money? I'll pay you whatever I have to. Just please. Whoa, Joanna, relax. I'm not blackmailing you, and I'm not telling anyone. But there's a lot at stake here. Mr. Lewis is being charged as a SO.
Aren't you the one who turned him in? I didn't fully understand the situation, and now you're the only one with the proof it's not. You think I don't feel horrible about that? It weighs on me every second of every day. That if word gets back to my parents that, they'll send me back to conversion therapy. They did before when I was 12. What? Once a week, they made me talk to a therapist until I hated everything about myself and my life, and that's when they said I was cured. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but I thought it worked until I fell in. I can't say it. I've never said it, and now I'll never get to. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I thought it became illegal. It could be. Well, there's still unofficial ones, but It is, but it isn't. The therapist I went to wasn't a conversion therapist, but he was a counselor who educates teens about family values. Gross. Yeah. Perhaps, but this terrible euphemisms are the least of my worries. I can't imagine. And the last time, all I did was admit I was attracted to girls. If my parents found out, they'll probably send me away to some camp. They start to blink back tears. Everything's so messed up, and the only two people who cared about me, one's dead and the other's in jail. That's not true, Joanna. I care. And I'm sure a lot of other people would care too if they knew what was going on. I'm sorry I outed you. I never wanted to hurt anyone. Not you, not Mr. Lewis. I was just trying to bring Gabby to justice. She looks at you, tears now starting to roll down her cheeks. It's not like I'm innocent, though. If we hadn't, then maybe none of this would have happened. You did nothing wrong, Joanna. You don't know what I've done. Nobody does. I've never told a soul. Do you want to? To talk about it, I mean? I'm not sure if I even can. It's also hard. I'm not even sure what's right or wrong anymore. Well, it's because of the therapy crap. She takes a deep breath. But maybe saying it out loud would help me make sense of things, if you're okay with that. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay then, I guess we should start at the beginning. It all started about a year ago when Gabby and I were assigned as partners from an English class project on Wuthering Heights. I didn't like this book as much as I thought I was going to. Did you? I hated it. I knew I was going to. A bunch of people warned me that Heathcliff is a horrible person. Some people like that, I guess. I'll never understand it. I'm more of a Mr. Darcy kind of girl. Now there's a guy worth swooning over. You shift uncomfortably in your seat. This wasn't how you thought this project was gonna go. Have you ever seen the Pride and Prejudice movie, Joanna? Yeah, it was good. Mr. Darcy's definitely better than Heathcliff. Not so in the shy with a heart of gold type. Oh no, not this. Shy with a heart of gold is good. Obviously, everyone wants a guy with a heart of gold, and I'm shy, so I guess I want my boyfriend to be shy too. Though, I guess if we're both shy, neither of us will ever make the first move. Pretty much, yeah. Oh, Joanna, it's okay. I'm sure when the time is right, things will fall into place. I don't know. I don't think boys and crushes and relationships are really my thing. Have you ever considered that you might be asexual? You have. You came across that term during one of the secret late-night web searches, trying to make sense of your feelings. You closed the window out immediately and tried to forget about it. You were scared that if you looked into the matter any further, you wouldn't like what you found. But here, Gabby is smiling, offering up as a simple explanation. What can you say to her? I never thought of it that way. Well, maybe that's something to look into then. Does it really matter? For some people, it's really important, but that's not always the case. I just thought it would help you, that's all. But it's your life, live it the way you want. Gabby picks up her copy of Wuthering Heights, starting to flip through the pages. You nervously fiddle with your skirt, trying to work up the nerve to keep talking. Can I ask you a question? Shoot, how come you're so comfortable talking about this stuff? Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. I always like to ask people about themselves, and I guess it's been on my mind lately. Wait, does that mean you're asexual? Bisexual, actually. So, sort of the opposite, but I'm still not sure whether I like girls or I like girls, you know? Oh, no, I don't, really. But I get where you're coming from, and you're okay with, maybe being bi? I mean, I guess I'd be okay with it. I know everyone else would accept me because my brother's been out for years, but it's not really how you see yourself. Yes, that's exactly it. You get it. Give Gabby a small smile and shrug. Glad I could help. Maybe I should just stick with I don't know. Seems more comfortable. Maybe. For days after that, conversations was all I could think about. I'd known gay people before, but they'd always been either out and proud or trying to cure it. Gabby was the first person I'd met who seemed as unsure as I was. I really, really wanted. Well, at the time, I thought I wanted to be friends. It's the night before the presentation, and you and Gabby have finished printing out your scripts. So, all we have to do now is present to the class. I guess I should get going then. I mean, it's getting late, but if you feel like we need to practice reading the script again, we can. No, never mind. It's silly. We're gonna do great. I'll just go. All right. Been nice having you over, Joanna. How's it? So, would you be okay with hanging out sometime? You stop in your tracks. How could you say something so stupid? No, never mind. It was silly. I know you're really busy and popular, and I'd like it. You would? Yeah, I'm free next Tuesday. Do you want to see a movie? Let's do it. The first 2 times we hung out, everything was great. We were totally different, but that only made it more fun. After our 3rd friend date, well... You and Gabby are driving home from a trip to the roller rink, where she pulls over to the side of the road. Is there something wrong with the car? No, I just don't want to stop hanging out just yet, unless you have plans. Only Netflix and chill, the hottest party in town, with lots of hot guys and illegal drugs. My double life as a vigilante who saves a town from crime. You know I'm doing that one. No way, it's been you all along? You mean you didn't guess? I'm a nerdy high school girl with no friends and an extremely forgettable face. The only way it would be more obvious is if I wore glasses. Gabby cracks up. Oh my god, Joanna. How did I never notice until this year? Oh, that's okay. Nobody does. It's just the way it is. Well, it shouldn't be. You're wonderful, Joanna. Of all the people I've ever met, you're the one and the most kind, genuine, and secretly hilarious. I don't see how nobody's noticed. I could say the same of you, Gabby, except, well, everyone's noticed. I don't know if that's really true. Everyone at school knows me as this perfect, overachieving, popular girl, so I feel like I need to keep that up. But with you, I don't feel like I have to do that. I can just be Gabby. It's the best part of my week. And then it dawns on you. The long conversations, the confession that she's bi, the weekly one-on-one sessions. Heck, the way she looks at you. You've basically been dating this girl for a month now and didn't even realize it. Ah, this is where you're assuming, though. I'm just saying. I mean, I get it. They did become a thing, but typically people like over-assume. It only takes one look for Gabby to know that you know. I'm sorry, Joanna. I know you don't feel the same way, and I'm okay with that. It's not that simple. You know how you thought I might be asexual before? Yeah? It's not really true. I used to be, les, but I went to conversion therapy to, fix it. And now I really wish I hadn't, because even though I didn't want to be gay, I still don't really, if for no other reason than my parents would hate it. I just wish I could be gay for you, and I know that if things had been different, I would have loved you so much. Oh, Joanna.
She leans over to your side of the car and holds you in her arms as tears stream down your face. She strokes your hair as you rest your head against her shoulder and take in the comforting smell of her perfume. I just wish I could kiss you, hold you, make you happy because you're wonderful, Gabby. What if I kissed you just once and you could see how you liked it, and then if you wanted to pretend it never happened, we could do that. I guess we could try? Close your eyes. You let them flutter closed as Gabby guides you into a gentle, tender kiss. Your first. Her lips are soft and taste like coconut. You open your mouth and let her in. It's the sweetest feeling you've ever known. And just when you think you could do this forever, Gabby pulls away with a smile. Was that okay? Gabby, I liked that a lot. I liked it a lot too. Ah, I see what you got there. Are you making fun of me? Only because I, like you a lot. She pulls you in again for a second kiss, which is somehow even more wonderful than the first. Months went by and we were a thing. I'll spare you the details of that, but we were really, really happy. But I realized it couldn't last, so last spring I decided to bite the bullet. You're breaking up with me? I'm sorry, Gabby, it's just... You didn't do anything wrong, you're amazing, but we can't. Oh no. Your parents didn't find out, did they? No, not yet, but I can't keep this up forever. They'll figure it out and I'll get sent to a camp. So I've decided that when I'm 18, I'm gonna run away to New York City. Then I can start over and find a place where I belong. As much as I want to keep doing this, the longer it goes on, it's gonna make it harder to leave you. It's better to just cut it off now. Or I could run away with you. I can't ask you to do that, Gabby. You have a family that loves you and a future, and you didn't ask. I'm offering. I'm so tired of being this perfectionist overachiever all the time, but that's what everyone expects of me. I can't bear to let them down. If you and I eloped, I could be whoever I wanted to be. Eloped? Gabby smiles shyly and pulls a blue box out of her purse, opening it to show you a single shining charm. Did you know that this is an authentic 18-karat white gold Tiffany original? I blew all my Quinceañera money on it, but it was worth it. Gabby confidently takes it out of the box and gets down on one knee. Is she really proposing? I don't have a ring for you, Joanna, but will you marry me? Wow. I will. But you shouldn't have got down on your knees like that. People are gonna see us and word might get out. No one we know is here. Still, she sits back on her seat and puts the charm in your palm, closing your fingers over it and letting her hand rest on yours a moment longer. I promise, once we're in New York, we can be as affectionate as we want. That day can't come soon enough. I treasure that charm more than anything I never owned. But I didn't have anything nearly as nice to give Gabby in return, and my parents would definitely notice a giant jewelry store charge on my credit card. But I'd seen that this is safe space poster in Mr. Lewis's classroom, and that gave me an idea. You buy the necklace, and then over the next few months, I'll buy you the equivalent money in school supplies, books, whatever you need. Joanna, I normally say no, I'm a teacher, not a bank, but I'm guessing there's something more you're not telling me. Was it that obvious? I've met your parents at plenty of PTA meetings. I know what they're like. And I can't help but notice that the necklace you've designed looks like something you would give to a girlfriend. You're not gonna tell them, are you? Never. This classroom is a safe space, and I'm the sponsor of the Gay Straight Alliance. I understand the importance of confidentiality. So, you'll do it? I will, because I want to make sure you don't get hurt. But is there something else I can do for you, Joanna? I can't imagine how hard growing up in a closeted family like that must be.
Let me talk to my partner first. So he became a middleman for their notes and everything. So, with Gabby's approval, Mr. Lewis became a trusted confidant, and we hatched up a plan. We were going to wait until prom night, which was a couple days after I turned 18, hop on a train in New York. Gabby apparently knew someone who did really good fake IDs, so we'd be able to use fake last names. We were going to change them once we got married. Anyway, Mr. Lewis was even able to arrange for us to live with his cousin for a few months until we could afford our own place. Meanwhile, to avoid suspicion, we both found fake boyfriends. I picked a boy from another school while Gabby dated Tyler. It felt like it was too good to be true. I guess in the end it was. The last night I saw her was the actual homecoming game, when they announced the court nominees. And last, but certainly not least, the finalist for Homecoming Queen is Miss Gabrielle Navarro. The crowd goes wild as Gabby steps onto the field, escorted by Tyler. You swallow the tinge of jealousy in your throat and cheer. Miss Navarro is the president of the SCA and the NHS, and a champion of the anti-bullying, cancer research, and LGBTQ equality. Let's give it up for Gabby! The crowd cheers again as Gabby and the other homecoming court members head into the stands. Gabby passes by you on the way and gives you a hug. You were great up there. You would have been too, if anyone in the school had the sense to nominate you. Nah, I would have gotten stage fright. Hey, Gabby, come on. Dylan saved us seats. I gotta go. Gabby. See you later. You'll never forget those words, but the last you ever said to her. And then I was alone. My girlfriend died, and Mr. Lewis realized we even knew each other. And then I went and got him arrested. She says nothing. You can't tell who she's angry with, you or herself. So Mr. Lewis called me in and asked me to testify that I didn't know the whole story. Did he do the same for you? No. And I don't think he will. The one thing he promised me is that if things did go wrong, he'd do whatever he had to keep me from going back to therapy. I don't suppose he thought it would come to this. I'm going to try as hard as I can to convince the court, but I don't exactly have any evidence. So, you want me to tell them everything, then? I want you to be safe, but you deserve to know your options. I appreciate that. Joanna starts to pick at her hair. Ever since he was arrested, I've been trying to think of some way to save him without ruining my own life, but there's nothing. I'm sorry. As much as I wish I could do this alone, I don't think it'll be enough. The hearing's next Saturday at the county courthouse, right? Yeah. Does that mean you're willing to testify? I don't know, but it looks like I have 2 weeks to decide. So before we have a talk, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below. Links to social media, Discord, and if you like supporting me and my content. Again, please make sure to subscribe. It'd be great to have you here. I've always considered this kind of like a safe space, right? For me to share things with you guys, for you guys to have your opinions, and whatnot. As long as, basically, it doesn't hurt or aim to affect anyone else in a negative light, right? Criticism and whatnot is open, but, going for someone and hurting someone is not acceptable here. Pretty much that is what this community has always been about, literally and figuratively. So with that being said, I could sit and talk your ear off for hours, days, if not more, about all these things. And, long story short is, we still live in a pretty messed up world. We do. A lot of really bad people get the attention that they don't deserve, while really good people continue to not get the attention that they deserve. There's a lot of people out in this world that continue to do good things for people, and no fame, no fortune, no nothing is coming to them
And they don't ask for it, a lot of these people, because they feel that, some way, somehow, it would ruin things. And, or I don't know, maybe they don't deserve it or whatnot. I can't speak for them. For me, how about this? I'll speak for me. When I originally created this channel, I wanted two things. I was originally doing comedy and making fun of, like, Facebook and stuff, right? And then I also wanted it to be kind of like an intellectual and open, safe space for people. And again, this channel started 11 years ago. And I made videos about reasons why people should continue to live, because I myself suffer with a lot of issues. And unfortunately, that video was removed by YouTube because they believed that it was not something that belonged on the platform. Then, a couple years later, a giant creator came out with something of his own struggles and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, it's okay for them to talk about these things and what they went through, but not the fact that you should convince people to stay alive, that they shouldn't be a statistic. And I will always hate this platform for that. I really will. It was something that I poured weeks of hard-working, hard-thinking, hard work into, to try and make. And try and make it as short form as possible, which was about 30-some minutes. And I don't know if anyone ever remembers that video, because it was before choices, but I made that. And I was really proud of it, but YouTube took that away. YouTube seems to take a lot of things away from me and this channel and this community. And it's one of the reasons why I have to edit the videos and whatnot the way I do. Again, I've always been a person who has accepted everyone for who they are. And it's something that I just wish I would feel that returned onto me. Again, I wanted to make people laugh, wanted people to be happy, I wanted people to get away from their everyday issues, and then maybe find light, like I found in the dark night sky. A few stars that light your path. Those are stars that kept me alive and continue to keep me going, and some of them are you. And that is what I wanted this community to be. A place where you would come here, you would laugh, you would enjoy things, and I wanted the community to grow. I don't know if I could ever handle millions and millions of comments, but I sure shit try and address every single one of the comments that pop up on this channel. And I just wish we could find more and more like-minded people that just wanted to sit down and enjoy some good content and enjoy each other's company and kind of make it a family, an unofficially not blood-related family, because, clearly we're not all blood-related, but something where we all just sit and enjoy each other's company and maybe develop friendships or whatnot from all of this. And, it's, I guess, in a way, my legacy, right? Because we all won't be around forever. And unfortunately, in my case, I won't be around much longer, but, I digress. Until then, I will continue trying to make each and every one of you smile, each and one of you happy, and again, there will be over 3,700 videos that will be here, as long as YouTube doesn't delete the channel, if anything happens to me, or when it happens to me, may I say, that you will be ever forever able to enjoy, watch, and look back on, hopefully fondly. But yeah, all I ever wanted to do was make a community. And unfortunately, there's been some bad people along the way that have tried to take down this community, that just threw a lot of words around and a lot of pointed fingers and whatnot, and kept trying to blame me and try and accuse me of things that they had no proof over. And I pity those people that they tried to do that. All while, if they would have stopped for a minute and thought, hey, I got no proof, I'm just trying to hurt someone, I would have still accepted them in this community, and I would have forgave them. And who knows? Maybe they could have grew as people. But unfortunately, those people are now people that you don't even hear from anymore, and they don't really exist in this world. So I guess karma, in a way, found its way. So thank you all for listening. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.